Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video here on Marvel's Strike Force. And in today's video, I want to talk about some of the things that happened yesterday. Yeah, I guess I'm really getting used to this new time zone difference because I'm like 9 hours ahead of what I usually would be in Pacific time. And so things are getting a bit confusing when the daily, event reset times are around 11 p.m. my time, which is awful. So unless shit really hits the fan, I am opting to record later and doing videos for around now. It's easier for me. I am still available though around the store reset time in case things get really bad. But what I want to talk about in the video is there was some issues with Battle. Oh no, that's Alliance War. Battle World. That were really frustrated with some of the things from yesterday from Zone 2. I do want to talk about it. I know the Zone 2's pretty much over by the time recording this, but I still want to acknowledge it anyways. I also want to talk about some backtracks that it seems that Scopely had made with regards to next week's event. We had talked about that in yesterday's data mine video as well. So we'll talk about that a little bit and what changes were made. And also there was a reveal of the Thunderbolts team that is coming next on the back of Hitmonkey. So probably in about 2 weeks time, there was a video exclusive by Dulam. I will leave a link in the pinned comment down in the comments section so that you guys can take a look at that video if you haven't already, which is going to contain the kits for all 5 characters for Victoria Hand, Hyperion, Songbird, and the reworks to Ghost and the Taskmaster. But there's a little bit that I want to talk about because some of these characters might actually have some validity, maybe, in the Xavier saga, which we're going through right now. Particularly, Global Villain, because that's going to be the second section after Vigilantes, right? And so something we might want to think about if these characters might be valid. So we'll talk about that as well. So let's boil this down. Now, I guess we'll start here. So I just want to start with the updates from the data mines that there was some changes to the event. I think we talked about it in yesterday's video, right? Did we not? With the monkey business event that's coming soon. I think we covered this, but that they were giving points for the professional primate orb fragments from Fallen Dimension Omega. Now, they did make an update to this. Basically, when I woke up, I checked the data mines, and they had edited the text to be earn 1 professional primate fragment from Fallen Dimensions, plural. So it looks like they walked back the part where it was going to be just from Omega. And I guess that also means that there should be both the regular version and the Omega version. I also heard that they are not making it required to have Gear Tier 20 Vigilantes, and it's just recommended. So we'll find out more in the blog post tomorrow, I think, with regards to that. But it does seem that Scopely has backtracked, at least, or edited. I guess you could say the data mines are subject to change. Maybe they got blasted in the Envoy server once people saw that this was going to be heavily pay locked, I guess you could see, or pay gated, and maybe they walked this back for the event. So that is good that you will be able to get these orb fragments free to play. My guess is, though, is that there's going to be more of them in the Omega version as well. My only concern about this event next week is that there's no free to play path forward. And what I mean by that is there's no additional ways to get points. And if this is indeed a leaderboard event, then we're going to be point capped when it comes to this stuff, or the raid stuff, right? Battle and raids with vigilantes. This is absolutely going to be point capped. So there's going to be a limit to how much you're going to get on these, and you're probably going to have a limit to the orb fragments as well, right? Because when you do the regular one, there's only going to be so many fragments that you get, assuming that you clear it. And so, what additional ways are there going to be in this event for you to be able to get additional points? And especially if it's a leaderboard, there's no energy inputs, surprisingly. And so I don't know where that's going to come from. And if it is a leaderboard event, I think that there is going to be a lot of ties. If there is no spend cores or spend energy, small concern of mine. We'll see what happens on Friday when the event details are known. And of course, when we go over the event video on Sunday. So that's just something that I want to kind of bring out to your guys' attention. Now, the other thing, and let's just zoom back really quickly. Actually, let's go into full screen mode. We have this. So there's a couple of Reddit threads that I want to talk about really quickly. There was namely, and I'm sure I'm not the first one to talk about this, but there was a few that came to my attention, which was the pay-to-play Cataclysm and more. Namely, we already talked about this. This was the G20 Cataclysm, Psychic Cataclysm, right? which was meant for Professor X being unlocked. I'm not going to go through the whole thread, but I think what's interesting is that Pathfinder did comment on this further down, and he got severely downvoted for doing so, but I want to read it anyways. Hey there, let me clarify something for you and the rest of the community. The Cataclysm event is an event that celebrates players unlocking Professor Xavier. So this is a pat on the back here for all you guys, all you top 100 people, I guess, who unlocked Professor Xavier. Good job, guys. For spending and loading up your wallet with Scopely dollars. So we aren't hard requiring you to have Professor Xavier to participate in this Cataclysm, but it is geared around having him and will have modifiers for him. This is a big reason why it also has the G20 requirement. Similar to the previous Cataclysm events, it's more to do with engaging in very challenging content for cosmetic and bragging rights. Now, that's fine, I guess, but I just don't know why they keep doing this and why they're intent on blocking a ton of players from even playing it, I guess, like for better or for worse. And how many people are actually going to have Xavier unlocked by the time this comes out? That is kind of my question there, because right now there's about I don't know, maybe 100. I think there was 125 people. But I mean, realistically, and apparently this is going to be coming out in a couple of weeks. It's not even coming out now. Why is it even in game now? It doesn't need to be even there. Why did it not show it up in 2 weeks' time? It seems absolutely baffling to me that they even brought it out to the game this early when it didn't need to be there. But that's just me, because I think in some ways it almost created more issues by having it in the game a couple of weeks in advance. It just didn't need to be there. And then we obviously talk about it, we get angry, right? Because there's, even by the time this does come out, I don't think there's going to be a ton more players, maybe less than 500 players who have Xavier in that time when this comes out. I won't spoil what is in it, but you can see a hint on the banner that is currently in game. Let's take a look at that then. Okay. It's Red Xavier. It's a skin. Oh, it's a skin. It's going to be a skin then, right? Or an avatar icon. Maybe a skin? It's going to be a skin. I hope it's a... No, sorry. I hope it's not a skin because I want it. No, I don't know. Fuck, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's probably going to be a skin. I hope this provides some context on what this event is and how it'll work. Thanks as always for sharing your feedback with us. Minus 47 downvotes. So it is what it is there. I mean, it's just more examples of events catered to... It's not even the top 1%. It's literally the point nothing percent, because there's very few people that are going to be engaging in this. It's absolutely crazy. Second post that I saw that kind of got drawn to my attention, this is related to Battleworld. So I'm really tired of difficulty just meaning that the entire team gets to go twice before you do. So obviously this is just related to that mission there in Battleworld Zone 2 with the Herald mission there. You will not be able to use Spire Society. So what I used was Punisher, Daredevil Modern, and Silver Sable. Granted, I did core for Silver Sable, so that's why I have her. And then I used Blade Note. And it worked for me. Apparently I got super lucky because I did it on the first go. Maybe I had the right RNG in terms of where they all hit me and the damage that I took, but I only had 3 yellow Daredevil and 3 yellow Silver Sable, and I managed to clear it. They were G19 105 though, so do keep that in mind. I had no G20s in there. So this was a bit of a pain for some people. I think when it comes back in about a month's time, there'll be less complaint about it, I suppose, because all the vigilante characters will be unlocked at that point. But again, why did they do that? I mean, your guess is as good as mine. And one thing that I'm really confused about that I guess I'm not expecting you guys to answer this, but wasn't Battleworld supposed to change to be 48 hours? Did I not read something? Did I get hit on the head? I'm pretty sure, they said that Battleworld zones were going to be 48-hour gaps. There was going to be 48 hours, 48 hours, 48 hours, and then no, or something. That's what I thought. And then I guess it didn't happen. So even Scopely's own words are subject to change. Absolutely wild how that happens still. And then is Battleworld now play to play? There was another thread regarding that, and I guess it's the same thing. So I didn't have a huge issue with those Battleworld nodes, but I can understand why some people would be frustrated with. It is not fun to walk into battles that are like that. So yes, I agree with the player base. Okay, so I do want to kind of give a little bit of a nod to the characters of the Thunderbolts. Again, I'm not going to show you the whole thing here. I don't really like talking about kits when characters are months out. Yeah, I know that Thunderbolts are next, but realistically for the new characters, we're still probably looking at a couple of weeks, and I do prefer to talk about them when they're closer to, hence why I do those videos of the should you core, because then we also do a deep dive of the character to kind of remind ourselves of what they do as well. Now, some of the things that I have heard already from kind of skimming the video is that some and a lot of the text for the newer characters contain callouts for the full team as well. So not necessarily that you need to use them in raids. Oh, PS is a bio raid team. I guess I should have said that earlier on in the video. I didn't really get to talk about that, or I didn't mention it in the intro, which is my fault. So it is a bio team, but some of the characters have dual traits. So Victoria Hand, for example, has a biotech. She's hero global, biotech, support, shield, Thunderbolts. So the shield part's not, if you've watched any of the MCU movies, right, the Captain America stuff, Agents of Shield, then you would have known this. So that's her traits there. And then we have Hyperion. I'm kind of happy about this part because he is getting the Eternals tag. That could be really fun, but obviously Icarus and Cersei still have old era stats. They are pretty stat crept at this point, but it's still kind of interesting, and I do like the nod regardless. He is straight up bio, so Hero Cosmic, Bio Protector, Eternals Thunderbolts with a speed of 123, and then we have Songbird with a speed of 132, which is, I think that's pretty fast, actually. A Hero Global, Bio Blaster, Thunderbolt. Now, these characters are bio. Victoria Hand is also tech. And then we have Ghost, who is going to be getting a tech. Biotech is her primary gearing with the biotech so that she can be used in the raids. And then Taskmaster is primary skill, but with bio so that he can be used in the raids. So they've just kind of done the kind of Spider Society thing where they just take the original tags. The gearing is still going to be the same. So for Ghost and for Taskmaster, it's going to be primarily skill for Taskmaster and tech for Ghost. That's how you're going to gear them. That's not changing. They're just kind of slapped on the bio tag, and there you go. So these characters are hero global. Victoria Hand, Songbird, and Hyperion are hero global. Actually, sorry, Hyperion's hero cosmic, but that doesn't really matter. But they're hero characters, right? But the other characters like Ghost and Taskmaster are villain. And this is interesting because, you know, there may be slots, maybe positions where you could use them. I really do like Ghost's kit. And I kind of skimmed it a little bit, and it looks like they've improved it. They've included the Thunderbolts text and stuff like that, and a little bit of raid stuff as well. But Ghost actually has a meaningful kit. And I actually really liked how she operated before. The 100% counterattack, which also does her basic, which reduces speed bar. Also which did damage, and actually with the new era stats, it's going to be that counterattack's actually going to hit pretty hard, I think. But I really liked her ultimate ability because she does steal 15% health from all enemies and redistributes to the team. Now, this is a lot when you're talking about enemies with a lot of hit points, and whether it's Dark Dimension or even in the sagas, right? They're going to have a lot of hit points. And it's on a cooldown of 5, which is pretty low for an attack like this, and it prolongs all negative effects by 1 on each target. So I'm kind of thinking to myself whether or not Ghost potentially could replace like Omega Sentinel, something like that, in the global villain side, or replace Apocalypse even, or whatever. Like I guess we've been thinking about like 3 or 4 Orcus characters, and there might be an additional space here to include Ghost, because she is going to be a raid character, which kind of puts her up here as far as what I believe is to be the priority for doing this kind of stuff. And she's already going to potentially have, or she will have diamonds, right? If you've been upgrading her and you have her prepared for when the rework goes live, which probably could be as early as next week, right? Like mid next week, we could see this, where this could be good for people who are going through Xavier Saga. Yes, I understand, City is going to suck for a lot of people too. But right after that is Global Villain, which is going to be your kind of Orcus section, but also could include Ghost. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about, whether or not I want to take Ghost into the Xavier Saga. And I think I might, because I might, there is some good stuff here that would be in combination of, I know Orcus doesn't play well, Scientist Supreme doesn't play well with other characters with the debuffs, but if you wait for the flipping and the special, like you can fix that. And so I don't think that'll be too big of a deal, in my opinion. And Ghost could be a very good candidate for that. I'm not sure if Taskmaster, first of all, he's skill. And you're going to be using a lot of skill gear with the Vigilante. So I'm not really sure if this is the best idea. But I have a 3 diamond. So I'm looking forward to finishing upgrading him to 105. I'm going to have to for raids anyways. And so both of these characters are kind of on the docket of taking them up to 105 anyways for raids. They're going to be needed to be that high. Whether or not you need to take them to G20 or you do take them to G20 is a whole different conversation. I think because he's skill, That's not going to be as easy to do as someone like Ghost, though, who is tech. You're using up a lot of skill gear early on in the Xavier saga, so I just don't think that there probably will be the priority for me to do that. But I would be interested to know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I'm going to start leveling these characters up, like right now. I have a few other characters I need to level up, I suppose, but my Daredevil and my Silver Sable are both 105 already. So I guess I'm going to get started on Ghost and Taskmaster because I'm going to need to do that for the raids. So just some things to let you guys know about what's going on in the game here. Also, do check out that video by Duelim if you want to see the full breakdown on the kits. It is kind of long. You know, it's not something that I care too much about kit-wise until we're closer to the time when those newer characters come out, and you'll see those kinds of videos here on the channel. So that's going to be it for now, everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.